Peter Yarrow has died after battling bladder cancer. A five-time Grammy winner who co-founded the hit-making folk-pop trio Peter, Paul, Mary and co-wrote its memorable Puff the Magic Dragon, died Tuesday of bladder cancer at his New York City home. He was 86. His daughter Bethany announced the news via Reps. Our fearless dragon is tired and has entered the last chapter of his magnificent life, she wrote. The world knows Peter Yarrow, the iconic folk activist, but the human being behind the legend is every bit as generous, creative, passionate, playful, and wise as his lyrics suggest. The singer and songwriter was diagnosed with bladder cancer 4 years ago. Yarrow was the lead vocalist on Puff, The Magic Dragon, The Great Mandela and Day Is Done, songs which he co-wrote with Noel Paul Stookey. Stookey is the last surviving group member, as Mary Travers died in 2009. In a candid statement, he said, "Being an only child, growing up without siblings may have afforded me the full attention of my parents, but with the formation of Peter, Paul and Mary, I suddenly had a brother named Peter Yarrow. He was best man at my wedding and I at his. He was a loving uncle to my 3 daughters. And, while his comfort in the city and my love of the country tended to keep us apart geographically, our different perspectives were celebrated often in our friendship and our music." I was 5 months older than Peter, who became my creative, irrepressible, spontaneous and musical younger brother, yet at the same time, I grew to be grateful for, and to love, the mature beyond his years wisdom and inspiring guidance he shared with me like an older brother. Politically astute and emotionally vulnerable, perhaps Peter was both of the brothers I never had, and I shall deeply miss both of him. During their career spanning the 1960s, Yarrow and bandmates Paul Stookey and Mary Travers released 6 Billboard Top 10 singles, 2 #1 albums and won 5 Grammys in the US. The trio became an overnight sensation when their eponymous first album in 1962 topped the charts in the country. In addition to his ex-wife and daughter, he is survived by a son, Christopher, and a granddaughter, Valentina. Peter Yarrow, one of the 3 members of the group Peter, Paul, and Mary, wrote the famous song Puff the Magic Dragon. This song was written in 1959 with his co-writer Leonard Lipton, while Yarrow was a student at Cornell University. Although many people believe that this song is about drugs, in fact, according to Yarrow, Puff the Magic Dragon is just a fantasy story about a legendary dragon named Puff and a boy named Jackie Paper. The song describes the growth of the boy Jackie and the separation between him and Puff, which is shown through the change in the character's psychology and relationship. This song is loved by many generations, especially children, and has become one of Peter, Paul, and Mary's signature songs. Puff the Magic Dragon has become one of the most popular songs of Peter, Paul, and Mary's career. The song was first released in 1963 and immediately received widespread love from the public. It tells a fantasy story about a dragon named Puff and a boy named Jackie Paper, a sweet and emotional friendship between the two characters. Although the lyrics of the song seem to tell a story of mystery and magic, according to the authors, Puff the Magic Dragon is actually a story of growing up and loss, especially when old friends, like Jackie Paper, grow up and leave childhood. Yarrow and Lipton have said that the story in the song reflects the transition from childhood to adulthood, when a child no longer believes in mystery and fantasy. Many later attributed Puff the Magic Dragon to a hidden drug message, as some of the imagery in the lyrics, such as puff and paper, could be a reference to drug-related symbols in the culture of the time. However, Peter Yarrow has denied these rumors, stating that the song is simply a story about friendship and the transformation of childhood. The song is not only part of the musical legacy of Peter, Paul, and Mary, but also an icon of American folk music in the 1960s. It is still widely performed and loved to this day, becoming an indispensable part of the repertoire of children's and folk music. Puff the Magic Dragon has been covered by many different artists, maintaining its influence over the decades. Upon its release, Puff the Magic Dragon not only became one of Peter, Paul, and Mary's most popular songs, but also had a profound impact on popular music. The song's lyrics and gentle, mystical melody have made it an iconic piece, loved by generations. Versions and legacy. The song has been covered by many famous artists and bands. Different versions of the song can be found on albums and live performances by many different artists, including children's and folk artists. In addition, the song has been used in films, television shows, and even in children's books, bringing listeners feelings of childhood and adulthood. Thanks to its smoothness and gentle message about friendship, the song has become a part of the memories of those who grew up in the 60s and 70s. Growing up and emotional change. Throughout the song's development, many fans have felt its profound messages about loss and growing up. In particular, the fact that Jackie Paper, the boy in the song, abandons Puff as an adult highlights an inevitable fact of life. The process of growing up and changing causes the magic of childhood to fade. Peter Yarrow has explained that the song is not only about friendships between humans and imaginary creatures, but also reflects the feelings of having to give up something you love as you grow up. It is a message about the inevitable change in life and the fleeting moments of childhood that we all face. Discussions and controversies. Although the song has been loved by millions, it has not been without controversy. One of the biggest controversies revolves around whether the song is a metaphor for drugs. During the 1960s, when anti-war culture and social protest were in full swing, many interpreted the song in this way. Critics have pointed out that some of the words in the song could be drug references, such as paper, which could evoke images of cigarettes rolled in paper. However, Peter Yarrow has denied these speculations and asserted that the song is simply a story about childhood and emotional changes in life, with no reference to drugs whatsoever. Significance and continuing influence. Today, Puff the Magic Dragon is still performed in Peter, Paul, and Mary concerts, even after the group disbanded, and is also loved in different versions. The song is not only a musical icon, but also an important part of American folk music culture. Generations of children still know the song through different versions and special concerts. This proves the song's survival throughout the decades, not only because of its beautiful melody, but also because of its gentle yet profound messages about childhood, friendship, and growing up. Puff the Magic Dragon is a great example of how music can transcend time, not only in connecting people with each other, but also in telling seemingly simple stories that contain meaningful messages about life.